I'm Kate Naito. I'm a dog trainer and author in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm here with the effervescent Dr. Karin Beckman. She's a veterinarian.
Hello, everyone.
And we're gonna play a little game. It's called Whom Do You Call First? The vet or the dog trainer? And so we've got all of these little questions that we both hear as either a vet or as a trainer. And we're gonna tell you, should you call the vet first, our little thermometer, or should you call the dog trainer first with our cookies? So, you ready?
Yeah, I'm excited.
So, why don't you pick the first question?
Okay, let's do the middle one here.
Okay.
Ready for this, Beans? You ready for this,
We
Batman?
got this, guys.
You ready?
All right,
It's
what do we
upside
have?
down here. I don't know. Let's see. What and how much should I feed my dog?
Okay, so the question is, should you call your vet first or your trainer first for this question? All right, so we're gonna,
Reveal.
that's mine.
Yep.
Ta-da! We agree.
Totally agree.
Okay, kind of obvious,
I think
right?
the reasons for that, there's so many food brands out there. It's really hard, I think, for clients to go into a store and know exactly what to feed their pets.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And a lot of veterinarians are trained during school. A lot of the veterinary foods have a lot of research to back them up, which I think is important.
And that's something that people wouldn't just have access to, right?
Exactly.
Like as a trainer.
Yeah.
I could read a lot of articles, but I might not have
Exactly.
all the
And
information.
we learn about large breed dogs needing certain foods, otherwise they can get deformities while they're growing with
Gotcha.
their bones and everything.
Okay.
How much should I feed my dog? We've got lots of calculations that we can do.
Nice.
We have calculations for overweight dogs, for dogs that are underweight, for really active pets. So there's all different calculations that we learn at vet school on
Nice.
how much to exactly feed, and you have different amount of foods to feed when they're younger,
Oh my God.
when they're growing, and then when they're older. So we can definitely.
That's just too much information.
Yeah, it's a lot of information.
In essence, don't ask the trainer because we don't have that information. At least not nearly all of it. All right, so.
You're up next. Are you
All
up
right.
next?
All right, I'm gonna do the next one. How about? Ooh, this is a big one. I think my dog has separation anxiety. Okay, so who do you call first? The vet or the trainer? Oh my God.
I know. I'm going with that.
I'm gonna go with trainer.
I'm like that, but a little doctor.
Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that.
All right.
All right, well, fine. If we're gonna do that, then yes. Okay. Okay, so.
Just a little bit, just to help out.
Okay, I get it. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I would say maybe call the trainer first because there's no medical intervention that we can do. So anything, the worst case, if you talk to a trainer and the situation is not something where only the trainer can help you, then you would talk to the vet too.
Yeah.
Trainers can't prescribe medication. We should never even suggest, what your dog should be on.
But you can give them some tips on, well, if this doesn't work, maybe we'll, refer to the vet, and then we can do like a multimodal of behavior.
Yeah, that's usually what
and
happens.
medications.
I think it's usually not just a training thing, and maybe not just a veterinary thing.
And I think a lot of clients get nervous about medications, but just know sometimes these medications or anti-anxiety medications can be used. They're not necessarily long term. They might just be used for a couple months, and then you can wean them off just to get them at a good point.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I gave a little bit of a...
I know, and I think that was kind of a trick question because I totally agree that I think you have to consider both sides of it.
Yeah.
Very often when I have separation anxiety cases, part of the recipe is talk to your vet too.
Yeah.
So
Good teamwork.
Exactly. All right.
All
Go
right.
for it.
Let's see what the next one is, kids.
What do you guys think?
All right. Ready for this? When can I start taking my puppy out for walks?
Oh, Jesus. Should we just start the boxing match now? Or, okay, so should you ask your trainer first or your vet first? Okay. Hey, great! Okay.
too.
But I'm going to get flack for that from trainers. So, okay.
Why
so
do you feel like?
Okay, so I think you should contact your vet first because I don't know what diseases are prevalent in different parts of the country or different neighborhoods of the city even. So I think that's a good starting point. So I would say start with the vet, but at the same time, trainers tend to push to take your puppy out
And get trained, get them.
while they're still in that critical socialization period.
Yeah.
But I don't know, as a vet, how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, obviously it's important to keep them vaccinated. Most important part of vaccination is making sure that they get all of their vaccines,
Okay.
all of their series.
Yeah.
If you have one vaccine on board, they're not protected completely.
Okay, so each one in the series.
Each one of the series is really
Okay.
important. I think, if you can definitely start taking them outside as long as they're not really around other dogs.
Okay.
Okay,
Got
so
it.
yeah, they can get other things outside, but just kind of avoid wildlife areas with stagnant
right.
water, all those kinds of things. But as long as they're not around other dogs,
Okay.
I think it's better, that they can get outside a little
Okay.
bit more. But any dog parks, taking them
Oh, right,
anywhere like to a friend's house that have other dogs.
Okay.
You have to keep that at a minimum until all of that series,
Okay.
all of those series are done.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
think it's a
safety is
good-
always
yeah,
first,
it's a,
right?
It's
Whether
a
it's-
balance, I think, on that question.
Yeah. All right. I'm okay with that. That was very civil, wasn't it?
It's a civil.
I forget whose turn it is.
I think it's your turn.
Okay, cool. My dog gets aggressive at the vet. Who do you
Boy.
call? Who do you call? All right.
Yep.
Just bring your aggression over to me. Yeah, you are probably gonna have to get your dog into some kind of a routine with maybe counter conditioning, desensitization, something like that. Depends on the dog.
Yeah, and as from a vet point, there are medications or mild sedatives that we can always use to make the experience a lot better. I think the new things that are out there are fear-free clinics. So look up fear-free clinics because the technicians and the doctors are more trained with behavior
Right.
to work with animals that are aggressive. But obviously we do have to protect ourselves. There's always a rabies risk if they're not up to date on vaccines and they bite someone, then we're in a lot
Right.
a lot more difficult situation. So, we can only do so much, but I think, a trainer is going to make a big difference,
Okay.
and suggestions of
Right.
different things that you can try.
Okay,
So,
sounds good.
yeah, we definitely agree on that.
I'll buy that. All
Thank
right.
you.
What
All right.
we got?
My adult dog is having accidents in the house.
Okay. Okay, so who are we gonna call first?
Who are you going to call?
Oh boy, you don't want to go there.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Nice.
Okay, so if it's an adult dog, do you think that's, a significant part of it, maybe?
Yeah, I definitely think that, with an older animal that hasn't had issues before, that's all of a sudden starting to inappropriately urinate in the house.
Yeah.
Something most likely is medically going wrong.
That sounds about right.
So, but there are instances, if there's something different in the household, if they just moved,
Yeah,
if
right,
there's
right.
a new baby, even
Right.
older animals can get stressed.
Sure.
Cats are prone to stress that relates to their bladder. So,
Okay.
at any time, especially when they're older,
Right.
is
Even
really
I would think
important.
temperature changes, like I remember house training. Oh, what fun we had! And the first snowstorm, we definitely had some accidents because there was some refusals to go pee outside, which I can't totally blame
Yeah.
her, but
And then, and just know, if you bring your pet into the vet and they check your pet out and do blood work and a urinalysis, it's just because we care and we want to make sure.
Right.
Gosh, if everything looks normal, then it's more of a behavioral.
That's true.
And
Rule it
then
out.
we kind of
yeah, totally.
go to you.
Yeah,
So-
that's true. I think trainers are have to be really careful. We don't want to start putting a dog on like a behavior modification,
if they don't need it.
program. Yeah, if they don't need
Yeah.
it, if they actually
And
really
it's-
have to pee.
It is really important that we rule out the medical
Yeah.
issues first
Yeah.
and then move on to behavior.
That's probably true for a lot of things,
Yeah.
not just peeing and pooping.
Yeah. I think you're next.
All right, fantastic. I'm gonna take this one. Ooh, I can't trim my dog's nails myself. Join the club.
Oh yeah.
All right, who are you gonna call? Yeah, good stuff.
Nice stuff.
Yeah. Same as with maybe dogs that are afraid at the vet or have other kinds of handling issues at the vet. Nail trims are really the trainer's territory. You can do counter conditioning, desensitization to nail trims. At the same time though, your dog might need a nail trim while you're working on conditioning him to nail trims. In which case, I guess they would just have to go to the vet, and you would have to just take precautions, muzzling and things like that if
and
necessary.
We have like a little bit of sedation if needed, and techniques that we can use. But I think an also thing is, you know, at the vets, sometimes we just don't have enough time to dedicate to that. Counter conditioning takes
it takes weeks or
dedication,
months.
so we just don't have enough time to focus on that.
Right. Yeah, totally. I do in fact have another YouTube video about counter conditioning and desensitization for nail trims.
That's perfect.
I like to plug myself. All right,
last question.
Ta-da!
My puppy is having accidents in the house.
Okay, so that's a little different, right? Well, I shouldn't put words in your mouth, but I'm gonna go.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, typically,
Odds are
it's house training. That your puppy just doesn't either doesn't know that he's supposed to be going potty outside. Maybe he's not given the opportunity to go outside because of the vaccination schedule, or maybe he just really had to go. I mean, really, he's a puppy. So typically, I would say start with a trainer, but there could be, right?
Yeah, I mean, there could definitely be, you know, your early urinary tract infection. Young females can have urinary tract infections. So it's definitely possible, but most likely it's behavioral and training related. So, but what's nice is, you know, at their first puppy visits, you can mention that you're seeing this happening, and then the vet can assess and say, well, let's just check a urinalysis now, or I think it's a good time to start going to a behaviorist.
Okay, nice. Yeah, definitely. Even as a trainer, I've seen some puppies that were having accidents, but something didn't feel right, and it ended up being a medical issue. So it can happen.
Yeah, and you're usually pretty good at picking those things up.
I know a lot about pee and poop. I bet you do too. As a vet,
I see a lot.
I'll bet you do. Anyway, on that note. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks.
That was fun.
Yeah, take care.
Bye-bye.